Hello, everyone. This is a late video. I should have made it on Thursday. I just ran out of time and didn't get a chance to get it out there. So I had a really fantastic day on Thursday. Um, I would call my last trade, which was the most of my profit, somewhat of luck, but also just, using my experience in trading. But I did get lucky on the drop, and I'll show you that at the end. Uh, so I had made around 1100, 1150 at the beginning of the day, and basically had called it a day. Said I was done because I didn't like the price action. So I wanted to just kind of give you guys an update on how I traded that day and how I ended up making the $3,440 or profit. So to get right into it, my first trade of the day was a breakout trade by Tesla. I saw the, I'll have to put in my, whoops, I'll have to put in the fibs, or my fibs. I have to put in my LRC lines manually because now that I can't get them to work after each day. So what I saw starting out is Tesla came down, and this is what I was watching, on my grids. I noticed that Tesla had come down, and as soon as I saw this wick up, and I want you guys to really focus on this if you're using this strategy, focus on how if any stock comes down and then pushes back up off of an LRC line, especially the outer line, that's when you should really start paying attention to that stock, okay? I have several people ask, hey, why did you get in? Well, that was what I was looking for. And I look for that on any stock, and I just happened to notice that Tesla had a huge move down first thing right out of the gates, but then the buyer stepped in and pushed it up. So then I was waiting to see what the next candle was going to do. When this next candle opened right here, close to the close, and it started going up, I got in immediately as a breakout move. uh, just I want everyone to understand that if you're getting into a breakout move, of course you trade the way you want to trade, but the way I trade is if my breakout move, if I get in here and in this same candle it starts coming back down, I hop immediately. And I may miss the run, but I'm okay missing the run. I want when I get into a breakout it to just keep going. That way I can lock in profit and I can protect my capital. And so that's just the way I trade breakouts. And when we're in our Discord, I'll call that out when I live trade every day. I call out what I see, I call out what I'm getting into, and I will say, hey, this is a breakout move, just so everyone knows. Look, you don't follow me in this if you don't want to, but if you do, know that it's a breakout trade strategy, and I'm literally taking the trade, breaking through the 200, the 20, and the LRC lines. And if it comes back against where, like if I wanted to get it over this LRC line, that's going to be my stop out if it comes back below it. So I got in this, it just went straight up. I did scale off on the second push, and then I held until I hit my 231 mark, and I literally got out like right here. So I got out at a really good position. I ended up making about $551 on that trade. I did not get in that heavy. I think I only got in two contracts. That's how much I made on two contracts. So it was a great trade starting out. And then you can kind of see what happened. This is my long LRC, and you can see how important those are. If you don't know how or why I use the long or what a long LRC is, I would just refer to my long LRC video. I have one out there that shows you how I set them up and how I use them. I may put out a new one just to maybe do a better job of it. But that one's out there. It'll show you how to set how the settings are set on the long LRC, how I actually apply them. They're critical for me now trading. So that was my first trade, and I think something for new traders and traders that are struggling. One thing that you have to keep in mind is when you're getting into a trade, I urge you to just make sure that if whatever you're trading at that moment, you feel comfortable losing. If you don't feel comfortable losing, it's going to cause you to make poor decisions and it's going to make you get out of trades that you should have stayed in. It's going to make you take profit too early. Of course, we all do that, right? We all have those issues trading. We're all human, so we're going to make those mistakes. But I can tell you the one thing that's going to help you to be a better trader is to not over leverage. Don't try to, you know, be that guy that's trying to be the get the 20,000 on your first trade or whatever. More times than not, you're going to lose, and you're going to be in that 97 percentile of traders that lose. You want to be in that 3% where you're winning every day. Even if you're taking losses during the day, you're winning during the day. So keep that in mind. I think it will definitely help your trading. It'll help you make better decisions. And the most important thing is if you go down, like if you're risking whatever you're risking, if you're okay with that being a loss on that trade, then what it's going to cause is you to build good habits over time. Good habits in being disciplined, good habits in allowing for the trade to get to the target level that you want it to get to. With that said, I just, try to practice that, and I think it will be very beneficial to your trading long term. Um, and then my second trade, let me move on, was NVIDIA, and that was a really good trade as well. And I went a little heavier with NVIDIA that day. Let me make sure I'm on the right day. Okay, right here. So NVIDIA, I had 116 as a level, and then I had 120 as my resistance level. Like those were the two levels I wanted to see it get to 120, and if it got above 120, I was trading up to 122, 125. However, um, after I had the Tesla trade, I saw this pullback and then it push up and wick kind of right off my long LRC here. I'm not my long LRC, I'm sorry, my anchored LRC, as well as the 116 level. Like it was just right here, boom, shot up. As soon as it came up and closed above the 200 and the 20, I actually got in right here. As soon as it went over the close of the green candle, I entered here. I got this big pullback. I didn't FOMO out. I liked what I saw. I liked the strength pushing up. It didn't close below my 20 EMA. And then I believe I added, because I'd only got into, I think, two. I added two on this green candle when it went back above this red candle's open. As it was going up, I scaled out to here. I took, I think I can't remember how I traded this totally. I scaled out to, it's been a couple days, so I'm thinking that I scaled one out and then I held one and I ended up getting out all the way at the top. It wasn't a huge, I mean, it was a great profit. I was a $590 profit. Um, so it was definitely a good profit. Here, I'll show you my trades on that day. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this thing open. Okay, well, it's kind of odd. So I'll drag this over. I don't know how to I don't know how to make it larger here, so it won't let me zoom in. But there's my Nvidia trade was 590, my Tesla trade was 551. I had an SPX put for 370, and then this was the bonus. That bonus should have been like, it could have been 6,000, but I'll show you what I did and why I did it at that time. Um, so on the SPY, well, I always use SPY. to trade SPX, and we've actually noticed that SPY and SPX have been a little bit off here recently, so we got to keep an eye on that. They used to be much more in sync, and we did the comparison tool the other day and realized that they were like really had some wacky, some very different price action, which is kind of interesting. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. So the looking at SPX. So right away, I made my 370 right here. I had drawn out. We saw this happening um, early morning, and so it was just tough price action. I remember it was ugly, and so I just told the guys in the group, hey, I'm gonna draw a box around this consolidation, and if it breaks above it, I'm gonna get in. If it breaks below it, I'm gonna get in. So I got in only on one, and it went straight down, and then I think I got about back. I think I got out like right here on this one. So I made 370. I sold and got out, and I got out at a good time because it went right back up. Now, of course, I wasn't sure that that was going to happen, but it happened, and I missed all of this because I had to go to an appointment. And I told the guys I wasn't interested in any more of this because I saw this mess and I just did not want to trade it. Unfortunately, before I left, I had told them, hey, and I missed it. I think several of the guys in the Discord got it. Draw a box around this area. And, if you break above, what was interesting is we had the Qs, and the Qs was trying to get above a certain level. And I was like, if the Qs break above and hold above, it was the yellow LRC for the Qs, that was the green light, and it was in the exact location that this happened here. However, I missed it all. This was an amazing trade. This would have been huge. I didn't get it. But here's what I did get. So I got back in, and I was watching this area right here. I got back to my office. I think it was around this candle. So I, of course, see that we had a double top, and I was like, ooh, maybe that's, or actually almost a triple top, right? I'm like, man, maybe this isn't going to get through that level, but I'm going to draw a line here, which I had done, and then I also drew a line from here to here, and I was like, well, if I get a close below this, I'm getting in puts, and I bought six puts right on this close. It literally shot straight down in about 3 seconds. Now, this is a long LRC line. I hit the sell button right there because I was afraid this thing would just launch back up, or like it was a fake breakout, a fake something. And market makers, and they've been really messing with us lately. So that's what I was thinking was going to happen. And when I got out, it ended up giving me a profit of $1,930 right here. But by the time the candle ended down here, it would have been about a $6,000 profit. I sold all six, which was really dumb of me. I should have sold five and kept one just to see. But it happened so fast. I was like, oof, nope, I'm taking that profit. It was a bonus. I was happy with it, right? But I should have sold I should have sold five and then let one run. It was just one of those. I'm gonna call it somewhat of a lucky trade because you're not. I'm not. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting, a typical price action move, not one move down. So anyhow, that's how I made $3,440 on Thursday, and this one could have been up to 6,000. So when I bought here, it was a $10 per contract. So I was in $6,000 worth of contracts because I bought six of them. And when it got to right down here at the bottom, it was a little over 16, but I always give myself cushion for what I could have made. But it was over $16 a contract, so that would have been a $6,000 profit if I had sold at the bottom all of them, but it's okay. I made the right at 2,000 $1,930, so I'm very happy with that. But it was a good trade. I didn't expect that. I'll take it. Um, and one of the things I've also noticed, I'll point out to you guys that in the market here lately, one thing that you can look for in your trades is if you get a big candle like this, a big red candle, and it comes down, typically you're going to get like an 80 to 85% chance of continuation on a big candle like this, right? If you don't get an actual red candle follow through, you could, it's not a bad idea to play the next candle as a call. Just go back and look at that throughout the last several weeks. If you, well, now these gave you follow throughs, but look for red candles that didn't give you follow throughs. There may not be a whole lot to show you. Well, I don't see a whole lot here, but it is something to look at. And it's obviously it's not like a bunch of big red candles because that is the follow through. I'm talking about exactly what we just looked at. If you see something similar to that where you're going up and you get this big red candle, but then there is no continuation, no follow through, it's a good idea to look for that to be the pivot and the flip. Now this was a decent candle. So this I wouldn't have used in that regard. So I'm not seeing a whole lot of those, but they're out there. Just pay attention to them. If you see it happening, it's worth the put your stop to below the red candle, the bottom of the red candle, and if you get a close back up that's green, get in the next candle. If it comes back down, you have a very tight risk to reward. If it goes against you, oh well, you take a small loss. But if it goes, yeah, it could be really good. So anyhow, that is how I made the $3,440. I trust my levels. I trust my strategy. I've been trading this strategy now for several months, and I have had the most amazing change and overall change in my trading and growing my account. It's been incredible. It's been incredible. It was a long time coming, but it's now happening consistently over and over. I'm still learning. I still make mistakes all the time, just like anyone else. I'm human, but I'm getting better at de-risking. I'm getting better at not allowing trades to go against me because of my ego. I know that there's been a lot of times where I'll be at a loss, and my rules are to get out after I cross under like the 20, like right here twice. But I'll hold it and say, okay, no, wait a minute, I'm going to continue holding because of this, that, or the other thing. And the next thing I know, instead of losing two, three, $400, then I end up losing. I used to lose $2,000, and then I had to work hard at getting that back. And that's just a terrible habit to get into. It's best just to follow your rules. Whatever your rules are, you can use ATRs for stops. You can use the 20 EMA like I do. Use levels. Use structure. I'll use just intraday structure as my levels for stops, especially if I get good moves. And say I get a move down right here and it forms this low. Well, a close above this, I may set like a line right here and go, okay, if it gets back above um like two closes above this level, I'm out. And you sometimes you have to just use all of what's the market gives you: market structure, support and resistance levels. The LRC lines are incredible. I just urge everybody to try them and start using them. Not only the long LRCs, but the Anchored LRC. It just gives us incredible entries every single day where there are entries that I would not have noticed in the past, but I see them now, and it's been quite amazing. So anyhow, I hope this video's been helpful to you, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. If you need help or would like to learn more, you could either come to my Discord, which will be in the description down below. I'll have a link for it down there. Or you can ask in the comments in the comment section if you have any questions or would like to learn more about it. I'll be more than happy to help. I help people all the time. They come in and I'll just go live with them and walk them through, how it's used, how it's set up, the way I trade on a daily basis. And so if you're interested, come by or shoot me a question or a comment. But hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be back on Monday ready to trade again for another week. Thanks for watching. And also don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to get more of my videos if you like what you see. Anyhow, thank you very much.